Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailing to Reaction. I hope everyone is having a great Friday and an even better weekend. And what I'm looking at today is the official trailer for The Exorcist Believer, which is from David Gordon Green. He's the director who directed the recent Halloween films. And so, if you like those, you might like his take on The Exorcist. Though, The Exorcist is an interesting series of movies for me. There are 3 for a start. And the first, by William Friedkin, is the most celebrated. Though to be totally honest with you, I didn't care for that movie that much. Now keep in mind, I have not seen it for decades. Though I recall being creeped out by Linda Blair's makeup job. That was always kind of unnerving. But on the whole, that movie didn't resonate for me. Exorcist 2: The Heretic, that worked for me. I know that that movie is a serious departure from what came before. And it's also batshit crazy. It is a weird movie, but it's weird in an interesting way. That movie was directed by John Boorman from Excalibur and Deliverance. And I've read that he didn't like the original Exorcist all that much. So he took a different tact. And I appreciate that. Once again, I think of it in the sense of Dune, the David Lynch movie, which is to say, David Lynch's movie is by virtually no metric better than Denis Villeneuve's recent reboot, for lack of a better word. But it's a hell of a lot more interesting. It is a fascinating movie, and Exorcist 2: The Heretic, for me, is the same. I don't think it's a great movie, and I wouldn't argue that with anyone, but it's damn interesting, and it makes some really bold moves. They don't always work, but it does them, and I appreciate that. Exorcist 3 was directed by William Peter Blatty, who wrote The Exorcist, and that's also a pretty good movie. It begins where the original Exorcist ended. Unlike with John Boorman's Exorcist 2: The Heretic, it exists entirely within that world. And it also is a movie I enjoy. There's some genuinely really good shock moments in that movie. And I also prefer Exorcist 3 more than the original Exorcist. In any case, David Gordon Green's sequel is working on being a continuation of William Friedkin's original movie. So let's look at the trailer for The Exorcist Believer.
Be there. He'll be home by dinner.
Can I help you? Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning, Catherine.
And here are your daughters, Angela and Catherine, about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this, we love you. Please come home.
Hey, you found her? What are you and Catherine doing out there in those woods?
We were just walking and walking. Sorry. Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
3 hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
What did you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Thought I heard you say something.
Hey, baby.
You okay?
I like it.
Where those girls went, they brought something back with them. The body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Body in the blood? Body in the blood?
Catherine.
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Catherine.
The body in the blood. The body in the blood.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Mommy?
No, but there are people out there who have.
You have some experience with possession.
Yes, more than I'd like.
I believe you can help get our girls back.
Exorcism is a ritual. Every culture, every religion, they all use different methods. It's going to take all of them.
Don't be scared,
We've met before.
What did you do?
Is that Catherine's heartbeat? They're beating in sync.
God played a trick on you.
That was the trailer for The Exorcist Believer, and that music, I believe it's called Tubular Bells, is probably one of the most distinctive pieces of music in movies today. Virtually instantly recognizable, incredibly eerie and unsettling. It's a great piece of music. Now, the thing is, there are things about that trailer that concern me. It almost feels to me like some person in formulating this movie said, well, one possessed girl, that's really difficult. What if we did two? And that is simplistic, I know. But I get the feeling that kind of logic is happening. And I don't know how to feel about that. This movie looks interesting, but as I said, I'm not a huge fan of the original Exorcist. So if I were to see this, it would probably be out of curiosity more than anything else, because it's just not my cup of tea. So what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer into Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like or a follow. Peace. And have a great weekend.